So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know if any of you are returning back. You've seen any of the other videos. I'm assuming not. The only reason I decided to press record on this session was because I saw that there was actually some viewership on the channel, and well, that kind of shocked me. Unfortunately, I did not see any subscriptions, so that just kind of tells me probably that people are passing by. But to follow all of these videos in detail, is just not holding anyone. Or you're just, you are checking it out. You're just kind of staying anonymous, which is, I guess, okay. So, anyway, when we last left off, I was doing the straight Fibonacci, and we were having some great results with it. And then I took a break. And just because mostly I was thinking that nobody would be really watching. But another thing occurred to me really was that I need to play this strategy or a strategy that is more in line with my bankroll and my income, which is, fairly low, as I've said before. And through online play, there are some opportunities for people that don't want to wager a lot, like you'll see in this game here. This is Baccarat played at Bovada. This is still not real. So this is practice money, and you see them betting $1 or 1 unit, I like to call it. You can substitute anything you want for 1 unit. You could substitute $5, $25, $100 a chip, or if you're really loaded, then $500 a hand. I doubt we'll have any viewers that are betting $500 a hand, but who knows. Anyway, what I've done in this session, and I kind of just pulled you in right as I'm into it, but I've been testing this one out quite a bit. Just didn't record any of them. I just kind of sat quietly and studied on this one. But I'm finding some really good conservative play here for me. I will tell you that you're not going to see any wild swings, and you're definitely not going to go up or down a whole lot, which I like. As I've mentioned before, I like to do some time sessions, maybe 30 minutes online play. Table play would probably be, an hour and a half. So that's where I like to be. Let's say in this session I just trying to think here, guys. In this session, let's say I have a bankroll of $100. That's it, and I'm betting $1 a hand. Well, right now I'm up 8%. Right. My goal was to go up 7 units, which would be $7, and that's it. And I was able to achieve that in about 35 minutes. And I won't go into it, but anyways, about 35 minutes is what it turned out to be. That's good, right? I could take a break, could go away, and I have racked up some play time, and that helps with any matching deposits, that they might give you. So that falls in line with my way of playing. Again, if you were playing right now, $100 a hand, in this case, you'd be up $900. Not bad. So what I'm doing now is I'm playing a variation again on the Fibonacci sequence, but I put some stops in here. So it's still the same 1, 1, 2, 3, except that's where I stop. I stop at 3. I just decided I just didn't have the stomach to chase it up when it goes, 5, 8, 13, 21, all the way up. I couldn't bet that many units. I wouldn't be comfortable. So this is sort of the long grind, just sitting here grinding it out. And Another reason I like this strategy is for another game I think has got a good chance to be 50-50, or in some cases better, is to apply this strategy in sports wagering. So to me, sports wagering is like there's an opportunity there to find a consensus of sports handicappers, some guys that have pretty good track record, taking that information, assembling that, and then coming up with your own determination of the best picks, and then applying this sort of strategy. I just have a feeling if you were to play that way over the long term, and I mean you play over a year, right? Your bet sizes could be larger. Quite frankly, I would find it pretty shocking if I ever saw, darn it, hold on. If I ever saw sports wagering where you were really doing your homework, you were taking in a lot of expert opinions, call it expert opinions from handicappers, you're picking the very best games possible, and still in doing that every single week, every pick, you ended up going 4, 5, 6 in a row losses. That would just seem to me pretty unheard of. So maybe it's happened. I'm sure it's happened. Everything's happened once in a while. But is it going to happen on a routine basis? I think not. So, if I was seeing fluctuations like this, I've been up 11, now I'm back down to 4. I'm still up. I'm up 4 units. If I were doing sports, I'm probably betting like $25 a game. So $25 a game times 4. So I'd be up, $100. And I could just almost kind of like set it and forget it. I don't honestly want to be sitting next to the TV. I don't want to be checking scores all the time. It's just, I'm not interested. Darn it, messed up. Got talking, I fucked up. Whoops, sorry about that. I messed up. Damn it. Alright, so I need to add... okay, so add 2 back to that, so I'd be up 5. So in this session, because I was talking there, I screwed up the bet. I should have only bet 1. So right now it shows we're up 4, and add 2 back to that, be up 6. So anyway, yeah, I don't want to be glued to a television. I don't want to be checking my phone constantly, seeing how I'm doing. I just want to know that I have a good wagering strategy going. I'm playing either Baccarat live play, which would be, to me, that is the primary way to play Baccarat. I think I've discussed that before. All right, there's less chance, and I'm not saying any casinos are doing this, but there's less chance of shenanigans if anybody's monkeying with the software and whatnot, because again, these sites aren't regulated. That's what scares me, is they're not regulated. And so, is there an opportunity to mess around with things? And yeah, there is. Again, I'm not saying anybody's done it, but there is a chance that it could happen. So I just don't like it. So if I'm playing Baccarat, it's $5 minimum. I've seen at Bovada, they have live table option. It's $5 a hand. I would play that. I'd be comfortable playing that. No problem. There's a lot of people on the table with me betting, and I've seen hundreds, some of them betting thousands of dollars. My little $5 bet is not going to bother anyone, right? Play your little system to your heart's content. They're not concerned one little bit about you. So I like that. And then my second choice would be sports wagering, as I said. And right now I would stick to that. If I were really to be a little more brave. I would pay the money, $100, let's say bankroll, to do what I'm doing now at Bovada and at Ignition, which are the two sites that I practice at if I'm not practicing at thewizardofodds.com. Then I'll practice here because it gives me an idea after playing hundreds and hundreds of hands. I can see that, okay, this looks pretty legit. Look up here. You're not seeing anything too crazy. That looks like, as Baccarat should be, more 50-50. If I saw some crazy looking stuff like, 18 out of 21, or they were 35 out of 150, or I'm sorry, I was only 35 out of 150 hands, I'm moving on. I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care if you told me, oh, that's just you got bad luck. No, not hearing it. Damn it, I messed up again. See, every time I talk, that's what happens. All right, so that makes the difference now +1. So add 1 to this. I know, guys, it's so screwed up. I should stop talking and focus, but anyway, I'm giving you wisdom, right? I'm giving you some pearls here. Yeah, I would play $100 like this at Bovada or Ignition because I don't feel like I'm going to get hurt that bad. I was looking at Bitcoin, for instance, and thinking about how people play. I might as well call it play Bitcoin. It's gambling, right? There's actually a Bitcoin game that I played, a simulator, and where you can leverage your investment, your quote investment, so all the way up to 10-1. And then what's happening is as the graph is moving along, you decide where to buy and sell and all this kind of stuff. And it reminded me so much of gambling. I'm going to see if I can find that website for you. Hold on. Some of you might be interested in it, actually. Bitcoin. There it is. Bitcoinhero.me. Bitcoinhero.me. I have no affiliation with them, y'all. I don't know anything about them. I just thought the game was kind of funny. I was trying to figure out how you could apply wagering strategies, and I said, you know what? No way. I'm poor anyway. Why am I looking at Bitcoin? Unless I were to do something like just a little bit I understand about it. There's only so much Bitcoin, and once it's capped out, the only thing it can do is go up, and that's the logic behind it. Then I guess the only thing I would do is a long-term hold of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. That would be about it. And I'd probably do it like dollar cost averaging, so that every month I'm putting in $100 no matter where it's at, dollar cost average out to 12 months. And then at the end of the 12-month period, I got $1,200 in their principal, and then take a look at it and see how I did. Also, as a side note on that, I know we're playing Baccarat, but as a side note on that one, I did read that, and especially after signing up at Coinbase, because I wanted to see what is it like. Coinbase and Toro.com are two of the places that you can do or purchase Bitcoin. I wanted to know the procedures. And I noticed they asked me a lot of questions at Coinbase. Wow, made me very uncomfortable, I have to admit to you. Not because I was doing anything wrong, but I just don't like people prying on me like that. So at Coinbase, what they did is they asked me the last 4 of my social security number, my email address, phone number, my name. Okay, not that big of a deal. You're not really prying into me too much. Then I'll be damned if the next questions weren't straight off of a credit report. So I think they call that a soft pull. It doesn't show up on your credit report. I didn't like it, though. It asked me like 4 or 5 questions, and they had the answers to those questions in the options I could choose from. So for instance, it asked me like, what street did you ever live on in the past? And there's 5 options, let's say. One of the streets I lived on was there. And that went on. And I got this really uncomfortable vibe. And so I jumped out and read an article from Forbes or CNN, maybe it was CNN. Just type in something like, do you have to pay taxes on your Bitcoin earnings? Just type that out. I think you'll get a CNN and a Forbes article. And basically what they said was most people aren't claiming their wins on Bitcoin. Well, quite frankly, if you look at it, at least the statistics that I see, is they're saying that basically about 90% plus of Bitcoin traders are losing. So why there's nothing to report, right? What am I going to report? So, okay, looks like we finally went to 4 in a row. This is 1, 1, 2, 3. So in this case, right now, I take my profits, which right now we'd add 1 to this, so I'd be up 4 units. And I just start the sequence over at 1. I'm not chasing him, just in case he goes on a long streak. All right, back to what I was saying. So anyway, why would you report? Nobody's making any money in Bitcoin, according to what everybody is saying. Look, good thing I didn't go to 5, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. This would be 8 now. Nope, I'm just going to repeat. Let's see, my bankroll is nice and safe here. We're kind of cush. Got a 9. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the strategy is really just kind of like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened here, and I had one of them here. Funny. Anyway, yeah, that's my deal on Bitcoin, sports wagering, Baccarat play. Also, I've checked out the craps thing, you all, and I get it. You know, as far as the odds being the best game that you can play, if you play all of the odds and the pass line and what's the other one, the don't pass and don't pass, yeah, and then play all of the odds. You know, the house apparently has no advantage at that point. I get that, but my thing on that is, yeah, it might be true, but the problem is you've got to have a larger bankroll, right? So, I mean, unless you just, let's say you play the pass line, you put down $5, and that's all you're playing is the pass line. Okay, your money will go a long way just sitting there playing the pass line. They'll roll several times, maybe 8, 10 times, maybe 3 times, whatever, and it will let you sit at the table longer. But that's not what that playing the odds is talking about. Now it's talking about playing, and if you're familiar with craps, you'll know what playing the odds are. But then you've also got to put $5 or $6 bets up on the 6 and the 8 and I don't know, blah blah blah, whatever. It just, no, I'm not interested in that. It reminds me somewhat of blackjack. Like, I get it. I know the basic strategy of blackjack. I know that if you play perfect play, they say that you can get your edge down to, you know, less than 1%, so that's a good game. Well, you know, the problems with that one is I don't like the double down. I don't like the splits. Even though, you know, you can make the argument, well, that's when it's in your favor, knucklehead. Those are what you live for. You're supposed to play the game for those opportunities. But I don't like that. I don't like if I'm playing a $5 hand, I get 2 8s, now I got to split that. So now I got $10 out. Now let's say you know, the double downs and on top of the splits, if you can do that, then that one hand, my risk has gone way up. Where in this case, let's say I were only up 4 units or 5 units. In one hand, I could possibly take all my profit and put it in that one hand. Nope, that is gambling. I don't like gambling. I like methodology. Whether I'm right or wrong, I like a method. I like to play a method and just stick to that method. I'll take the hit or I'll take the win. If any of you really are following this channel, I saw there was a couple of actually views last night, which I thought was, wow, that's cool. If any of you are watching this again, I'll fire this channel back up and keep going. I'm just going to leave our last project of the straight Fibonacci. I'm going to leave that last one just where it is. I think there's enough information there for you all to follow that to figure out for yourself whether or not you want to do that play. Ooh, that was helpful. See there? We went 1, 1, 2. This was the 3, so we had to bet 3 units, and then we win it. So that still puts us up 4, plus I messed up one of the bets. So this is actually 5 units. Yeah, how about that for a lot of information I just passed along to you? I think we covered craps, blackjack, baccarat, sports wagering. What's the other one? Oh, we haven't covered roulette, but honestly, I don't know. I have probably a bad taste in my mouth because I lost money one time when I was in my 20s on a roulette wheel with the stupid idea that I was going to do a martingale, which I didn't even know that was the term for it, but just doubling down, and I ended up losing my shirt. But you know, if you find, just remember on roulette, you've got to find the European roulette wheel. If it's an American roulette wheel, and the way you'll know that, if you go into a casino, you'll see on the wheel there's a 0 and 00. If you see that, walk away. Not playing black or red. Just walk away. Not worth it. If you don't believe me, check it out yourself. What are the odds versus, or excuse me, burping right in the middle of my speaking. Check out the web. Type in differences between American roulette and European roulette, and you'll see for yourself. All right, so anyway, covered a lot of topics there. Just decided to jump in and do this video when I checked my YouTube page and saw that, wow, I've got some traffic. Maybe some people are still watching. So I will go ahead and end this one now. You heard the timer go off. That was 30 minutes. And look right here, back to even after all of that, plus 1. Plus 1, I believe, is how that turned out. So at the end of a 30-minute session, this was only a 1 unit gain. The only thing you would gain from this type of play is the casino. If you were playing online, would have seen how much play that you had here. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36 if you were only playing 1 unit. And then there was a couple of 2-unit, 3-unit bets. And then they would give you that towards your initial deposit for a matching bonus, right? You deposit 100, then after you play, I don't know, what, 30 times that, 20 times that, whatever the casino is that you deposited into, they'll match you. So you would get credit for that, and that's something, that's a win, but you've got to sit in front of your computer and play. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and upload this one for now. I'm going to do another one right behind it just for fun with $25 chips, so that will at least look a little more interesting. But that's it for now. See you on the next one.